The MVX Surf brings unique features to the surf boat segment by utilizing the CZONE digital control and monitoring network integrated with the Mercury DTS system. The Surf MVX boat from Smoker Craft Inc. features two SIMRAD screens to streamline the user interface experience. Ideally, the center screen would display Mercury engine data and speed control, while the outboard screen would display a fully custom graphical user interface with 5 distinct screens. Follow along to learn how to take full advantage of the control capabilities at your fingertips. Home screen. The home screen gives you quick access to features that may be required during initial startup. These features can be turned on or off via toggle icons on the right side of the screen, along with an interactive boat view. The navigation anchor light button turns on both lights with one button press. The courtesy lights, heater, blower, and bilge can be toggled on or off. The screen also gives you quick access to turn on all zones of the ballast pumps via the ballast fill or ballast empty icons. The lighting screen gives you access to control all your lighting. The interactive boat overview helps you quickly identify which lights are turned on. The navigation and anchor light are operated with a toggle switch. If the navigation light is turned on, the anchor light will automatically turn on. The anchor light can also be toggled independently. The dock lights, courtesy lights, interior accent, furniture lights, and underwater lights can all be toggled independently on this screen. In addition to the separate light controls, your RGB color selector is also on this page. Click on the color wheel to open the RGB options. The interior accent and furniture lights are on the same color zone, while your underwater lights are on a different color zone. You can choose to modify all zones or choose to operate the interior and underwater zones independently. RGB options include solid color, fade, or jump. You can choose from 10 different preset colors as well as change the speed and brightness of each zone. The mode screen simplifies several control functions into one button press. Auto navigation, anchor mode. This mode will automatically turn on your anchor light when low light conditions are detected. It will also automatically turn on your navigation lights when the boat is in motion by monitoring the Mercury DTS controller position. Performance mode is automatically enabled when the system is powered on. This mode enhances the performance of the boat at high speeds. It also allows you to disengage the mode depending on the weight load of the boat during high-speed operation. Ballast fill mode will automatically fill all 3 zones of your surf ballast with one button press and automatically shut them off at an ideal starting weight for surfing. Depending on weight, load adjustments may need to be made, which we will discuss in more detail during the wave development section. Ballast empty mode will automatically drain all 3 zones of your surf ballast with one button press and automatically stop draining after 7 minutes. Note, if you adjusted the ballast due to wave development, additional time may be required to fully drain your ballast. Party mode, which turns the furniture lights on, interior lights on, and underwater lights on. Note that the lights are put into a RGB color fade in this mode, as well as night cruise mode, which turns the navigation light on, anchor light on, furniture lights on, interior lights on, and underwater lights on. Note that the RGB is set to white in this mode. The pump screen gives you access to the pump's blower motors on the boat. On this page, you can operate the freshwater pump and the heater blower via a toggle switch. The engine blower has an additional feature where you can either turn it on a timer with an auto shutoff after 3 minutes, or you can turn it on constantly with a manual shutoff. The bilge pump has the same feature where you can either turn it on a timer with an auto shutoff after 3 minutes, or you can turn it on constantly with a manual shutoff. The surf screen gives the user full control of the ballast and trim tabs to optimize the wave to your liking. On the right side of the screen, you have full independent control over the port ballast tank, starboard ballast tank, and the bow ballast system to fill or empty depending on your specific needs. Activating a surf side is as easy as pressing the wave. Once activated, the wave will turn blue. There is a percentage above the wave that specifies the percentage the tab is deployed. This can be modified utilizing the steeper and mellower buttons located in between the waves. Note the waves cannot be activated at speeds above 16 miles per hour. You can transition between port and starboard wave while underway. If the surf trim tabs are deployed and the vessel exceeds 16 miles per hour, The trim tabs will retract thanks to the CZONE automatic trim tab retraction feature to allow the operator to safely operate the boat at high speeds. Note, the Mercury DTS system must be activated for the trim tabs to work. The Mercury DTS system is fully integrated with the CZONE system and the Simrad displays. The displays have dim and brightness control buttons on the Mercury shifter to give you quick and easy adjustments depending on lighting conditions. Mercury DTS comes standard with active trim and can be activated on either the Simrad Mercury sidebar or via the shifter. Note, active trim should not be activated when surfing or any other water sports where wave manipulation is required. On the Mercury homepage, the gauges can be customized to display the information that is important to the end user. Cruise control setup is done through the Mercury sidebar. There are two options when selecting speed. The first is standard cruise control. This is used when only cruising speed is needed. It is not intended to be used for water sports. To set the speed, press the cruise button, select desired speed, and then press enable. You are now ready to push the throttle. Note, if you do not hit your set speed, your speed setting is too high, or your throttle is not pressed far enough down. The speed will only go as fast as the throttle is pressed. To disengage, press the enable button on the Mercury sidebar. Water sport speed control. The other option to set speed is the ski tow setting. This will be used for all water sports, including wakeboarding, surfing, skiing, and any other sport you require the speed to be set. This setting works exactly like the previous setting with one exception. It has a launch feature. The launch setting allows you to define how fast the boat will get to the desired speed. A 5 setting gets to speed as quickly as possible, whereas a 1 setting will gradually get to speed. To set this, press ski tow, select desired speed, then press on. You are now ready to push the throttle. Note, the surf speed function is not enabled on the MVX Surf and should not be utilized. The trim tab control is done using the custom user interface defined in the surf screen. Wave development. The MVX Surf provides multiple ways to fine-tune the wave to your liking. Setting up the wave initially, the user will need to perform the following actions. Fill ballast. The MVX is programmed to automatically fill the bow ballast to 100% and both stern tanks to 60%. Set the speed on the Mercury interface to 10.5 miles per hour. If the rider does not have an initial preference on speed, select port or starboard wave on the Surf Interactive page. Initial settings should be 100% down. Set the trim to +10. These settings are meant to give a good starting point for developing the wave. Modifications will be required depending on the weight distribution of the passengers, ability of the surfer, etc. Weight distribution is critical. It is ideal to have most of the passenger weight on the surf side. Shifting passengers is recommended to achieve this. If this is not achievable, you may need to add ballast to the surf side rear tank and/or decrease the ballast in the non-surf side to get the correct list required for a clean wave. Don't forget to consider the weight of the driver. Wave height and wavelength can then be modified in 2 ways. Trimming of the outdrive will have the greatest impact on wave height. Increasing the trim will increase the height of the wave. Note there is a limit on how high you can go before you start getting a washed-out wave. This is dependent on the speed the rider prefers. The length of the wave can be modified by utilizing the depth of the trim tabs. Decreasing the percentage will lengthen the wave. This will reduce the list of the boat. You can also change the length by changing the ballast. Note, water depth needs to be at least 10 feet to develop a wave. The CZONE digital control and monitoring network brings powerful and streamlined features to the Surf MVX boat from Smoker Craft Incorporated. For additional information, you can find troubleshooting guides and more at this link.